showed us why in game 2.
Absolutely. I mean, on the back of all the Impact content, I've just got to say I'm so blown away that I think he is having the best split of his career in the LCS. And this is 12 years into his professional career. This guy is timeless. He just keeps getting better.
And I love that his recent tweet about winning the MVP, he talked about how it even gave him further momentum and further inspiration to continue playing with that drive. He's not stopping anytime soon.
Okay, so one major difference. Immediately coming into game 3, FlyQuest is over on blue side this time around, gentlemen. They'll ban out the Ziggs, the Senna, the Rumble, TL. Gonna ban out the Smolder, the Lilia, and the Nasus.
Now the question is, what will the adaptations be? Again, we talked a lot about this throughout most of playoffs. It was more the Ivern style. It was more the Amumu style. You know, this kind of supportive role that Inspired had been playing. He's played 2 games of Power Farmers back-to-back, has been very effective on them. It's not going to be locked in first year either way, though. It is going to be Bwipo's Renekton, which has been a real mainstay for him throughout playoffs.
And so far in this series, both games have been won with the double melee laners and hard engage. So they have actually triumphed over the multiple AD carry comps.
Impact flashing the matchup that they had last time after he locks the Renekton. He shows the Jax, he shows their god. He's like, yeah, I got you last time.
I love the little bit of subtle trash talk there. Team Liquid will lock in the Ashe and Ivern for themselves.
So they are taking it away, and I think we're going to go right back after a very big departure from TL style to their bread and butter. It's going to be double AD carries, almost guaranteed. It's going to be this Ivern with multiple frontliners from Core and Impact. That's my expectation.
You have to think the third pick from TL is going to be a Corki or a Tristana. If Corki is taken by FlyQuest, then you've got the other option to fill in there on the side of TL. Meanwhile, for Quad here, he actually does lock the takeaway, does take the Corki.
It is interesting because Tristana has gone down so low in priority, and normally you would say, okay, well, this is a Zeri angle here, but APA actually has not played Zeri at all. That is one of the picks that he doesn't really go towards, so it does get more difficult now, you know, as far as the AD carries that are popular in mid, and I wonder if this would push him towards a control mage instead.
Let's see here. What's FlyQuest going to lock in alongside our Corki and Renekton solo laners? It is a Zyra jungle. The Lilia got the dub. The brand fell short because Team Liquid was so far ahead with their melee carries. Inspired now for the 3rd game in a row, going to be playing one of these AP carry power clear junglers.
And I think that he should, and FlyQuest should stick with this style for him. He is manufacturing these large leads and having a big impact. It's just that in the last game, the solo lanes got out of control.
I have to give a lot of credit to Umti in that one too, though. He was everywhere setting up these plays, you know, finding angles. He got the first blood, really, for APA by setting up that game, by ramping around vision, and was able to be a difference maker in so many of those plays. He quietly is really the role player for TL. You know, as you said last game, he's the one often throwing his body in there, gives his life for the cause, you know, sets up his carries to really take over the game.
And I feel like this is one thing that a lot of Umti supporters, a lot of Umti fans were saying when Umti got 3rd team All-Pro when the rest of the squad got 1st is, yeah, well, he was never playing the AP carries. He was never being the guy who's in the spotlight, but he's such a damn good facilitator.
Meanwhile, Sven said it as well, you know, you're not going to ban out all of the engaged supports from CoreJJ, so they take away the Leona. I expect the Nautilus, also such a good pairing and really good in the hands of CoreJJ, but also then you're left with Rell. So there's too many of them to take them all away. I wonder, though, because TL actually didn't ban out Braum. They banned out the Tristana instead. More worried about the Tristana than any sort of bot lane kind of counter to the melee.
The Poppy ban is very interesting as well from TL. You know, obviously concerned about a potential Poppy support there from Busio because jungle is locked, top is locked, so they are worried about that potential lock in here. Can be pretty disruptive to some of these champions like the Tristana.
FlyQuest just dropping a ban that helps everybody in the audience here today as we don't get another episode of Renekton versus K'Sante in the top lane.
Do you like Warren better?
The Rell locked in for Team Liquid for some engaged purposes as FlyQuest is going to mix it up a bit. Lock in Seraphine, bottom.
All right, Seraphine, I'm expecting it farming here in the hands of Massu, and this brings you so much AoE CC for your team fights. Really does help combat the Ivern playstyle here that Team Liquid showed early on.
Yeah, this is so interesting because this is going to be a farming Seraphine here for Massu, so they're going to pair it there with the Alistar, right? And, you know, will be a lot more power. I'm curious to see if he's going to go a bit of a damage build or if it is going to be full support items.
Well, I mean, even if he does go support items, you already have big cannons of both damage types because of the Corki, because of the Zyra in the jungle. So I'm also equally interested in how they're going to pilot that Seraphine in the middle of these fights. Even more so, I want to know what Team Liquid locks in. It's an old Impact classic, the Gangplank in top lane.
Impact has his counters as well, and guess what? That also counters bot line side plays here with his ultimate.
Yes, sir.
So his goal here versus the Renekton is just not to get waves built up and dove. I think Impact here really throws down a big R5 pick because then they've got team fight scaling with Ivern, you have Gangplank scaling as well, and he has the ability to get out of that CC even if a Seraphine ultimate comes bouncing over the top.
And this is going to be the 50th Gangplank game of his career. It is one of his top 5 most played, and he has nearly a 70% win rate on the Gangplank. He was known, you know, in these tank eras for using this as his counterpick into tanks. He can play it really, really well. You know, he plays the map so well. And you talked about it, Kobe. He can set up core for these engages, you know, play those cross-map plays. It's going to be a tough one to deal with.
I'm really, really liking the Team Liquid draft this time. This side just feels so comfortable to me. APA has been spamming Tristana ever since the meta started with Corki Tristana.
Yeah.
He has been all Corki Tristana and just kept on spamming it. Now with an Ivern, they get their double AD carries, as well as having plenty of other options for engage, especially that bottom lane. CoreJJ and Yeon here are going to try and start those fights out. Let's see if FlyQuest can actually take this one. They've gone back to their Renekton first picking ways. Will the Seraphine be enough to buff it up on those front lines?
It's an even series so far. Whoever wins here, man, they're on match point. They'd be one game away from holding that LCS trophy high. Let's see who brings the heat in game number 3.
30 seconds until minions.
All right, already sending multiple people top here to try and look around for possible lane swap scenarios. They're backing up Impact in his aggressive look. Gangplank level 1 is extremely strong because of the Trial by Fire passive that he does have, so.
Lots of true damage there, but no fights just yet. Team Liquid still continues to take over the jungle. Emily's standing by with Nuke Duck. Let's see what he has to say.
Hello, I'm here with FlyQuest. Nuke Duck, what was your primary advice to the guys after the loss going into this game 3?
The primary advice, I mean, we kind of just fucked up the last game like individually, so it's like no point to like talk too much about that. We just decided what to go into the next game. I had like 3 kind of like plans prepped, and then I like talked to them what they feel most comfortable with and stuff like that. Yeah.
And then going into this game, what would you like to see from them, especially with like Bwipo back on the Renekton and then the Seraphine bot lane?
Yeah, this time around I just hope we don't get ran around the map at the first 5 minutes. That's the main thing here. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much for taking the time. All the best. I'll let you get back so you can watch the guys, and we'll send it back to the casters.
Yeah, and there's already a lot to talk about. I mean, Bwipo, I think maybe they thought there was some sort of lane swap going on or something, but he was level 1 down towards bot, has to use the TP at level 1 just to go up towards top lane to answer.
Yeah, his worst fears actually did come true there. They did get run around the map. It's because TL, when they had that push-up, you know, Yeon actually was spotted. And so FlyQuest started thinking about the lane swap and trying to get ahead of it. And so Bwipo walked all the way down to the other side and it ended up using his teleport.
Oh, but now he's trying to put the pressure on Impact. Impact turns it right back around. Meanwhile, down in bottom lane, FlyQuest going to look for some shots of their own as Yeon flashes, but he's still stuck in the room. Oh, the side step to the other side of the high note, but Inspired still buries him. 2.5 minutes into the game, and they're already already off to the races.
Actually well played by both sides. Inspired with the prediction and then the walk back from Yeon, but it's into range, and now you have a huge wave crashing.
Yeah, that is massive. But we have to talk about the fallout of top lane. That is not just a solo kill at the beginning of the game. He TP'd to go there and then got solo killed. That is horrible for Bwipo. He's going to be down so much gold, so much experience, you have to think, after that play.
It started as Nukeduck was fearing with getting run around in the first couple of minutes on this map. He said the last game, they just messed up. And so not much to talk about, but TL already giving them stuff to talk about.
And I mean, thankfully for them, Inspired did make a good play down on the bot side. This is a guy who has had such a storied career across Europe, across NA. He's won MVPs in both. He's won titles in both. He's been able to go deep in some of these international events. He's an MSI semi-finalist. So has really had a lot of success and is able to go for a pretty oh no,
Yeon, he doesn't have anything left to try to defend from this one. Surely Busio and Massu have enough to take him out. Beautiful protection from CoreJJ, escorting Yeon to safety, flashing back over the wall, denying FlyQuest.
Yeah, Busio tried to flash over the Shattering Strike there from Core, but he got caught by the very back of it. He didn't quite create enough distance to stick onto Yeon, so trades his flash. Core gets the peel, has to spend his own flash as well.
Both junglers up here in the top lane now as Impact and Bwipo continue trades. Two separate 1v1s as Umti has to back away. Ivern does not win these fights against the Zyra. Inspired chasing after him. May look to lock him up a little bit further here. Busio also making his way up towards the top half of the map as the supports roam around in their recall timers.
Meanwhile, CoreJJ's just come back from base as well. Now he's looking to back up Umti. Channel stop there though. Inspired's able to make him think twice about it. Always put up your brush first, then he gets his channel, able to secure it with the support of CoreJJ.
But you can see FlyQuest had to give up the fight for the River and the Crab because Quad was so low, no health, no mana, no chance to participate in that fight. Team Liquid walking away with the edge.
Critically, Impact didn't actually get a good buy after that first blood. He hadn't killed enough minions to buy a Sheen. That is the absolutely doomed situation you can find yourselves in sometimes, is when Impact can get that Sheen first buy. Instead, did not have the gold, so Bwipo hanging on for now and has been able to claw it back a little bit up in that top lane.
Yeah, I mean, he's been able to claw his way back. I think Yeon actually feeling the most pain out of the resets there because he got chased off and the extra minions dying at tower. This Seraphine has been able to accrue a pretty good CS lead, and now with Inspire visiting again.
Ooh, CoreJJ with a crash down on both targets that were walking up towards him. FlyQuest wanted to see if there was an angle from a dive, but Team Liquid immediately denying it, while at the same time Bwipo interrupts the recall of Impact.
Yeah, so they don't get a kill or anything for FlyQuest, but they did deny a couple of extra minions at the tower as TL have to back off there.
Bwipo just hit 6, and Impact is He hasn't got back to base. He got interrupted, so Bwipo could actually look for a risky dive angle here if he wants to try.
He's going to walk past him, go for the proxy at the start instead. Impact is very healthy, and Bwipo is very much not. This dive, there's no way this is set up for success. Bwipo's just going to clear out the wave. Looks like he should be able to take his exit here.
And now since you have recall timers for Busio, they have the options to head up to these Void Grubs. We are at the 6-minute mark with that push in and reset, and it looks like that's exactly where FlyQuest are going with their Zyra. Inspired wants to continue up on his farm here. Meanwhile, Massu's job, the Seraphine thankfully can be fairly uninteractive with waves. Just don't step up now.
Okay, APA getting stunned up, gunned down. Quad needs a little bit more damage on him, but Massu in the bottom lane at the same time. Team Liquid with a cannon barrage helping him out. Get CoreJJ a kill.
Yeah, Massu a little bit too far forward. Can't hold back at tower and just throw out his spells at the minions. Gets killed there. Meanwhile, the pressure on the other side of the map, though, for FlyQuest, they get their 3 Void Grubs and Quad gets a turret plate.
Exactly, and I mean, it's APA soaking that pressure in mid lane that kind of lets them go for the dive, because when Busio shows up there and he escapes, they realize there's not going to be any counterplay here. There's not going to be an Alistar coming in to make that happen. Impact even got an assist off of it with the ulti, which feels even nicer, and they're going to move these lanes around a little bit as we can watch this one more time. Umti was unspotted, and they just go for this wraparound dive.
Yep, Ivern in. Even though the flash attempt with the root collar gets juked, still got it with the Rell. CoreJJ's got your back, and there's 0 chance of getting out. Again, the global here from Impact as he continually is fighting off Bwipo here. Every time Bwipo moves up towards tower, Impact's looking for these extra chunks of damage, and he's stacking up his grasp as well quite nicely.
I gotta say though, I'm actually really surprised with how well Bwipo is doing in this 1v1. You know, he's actually positive in gold after getting first blooded and having to TP top at level 1. Things have gone a lot better for him than I thought they were going to. Yeah, Impact is still gonna be a problem. Yeah, Impact is gonna outscale you, but Bwipo from a difficult situation, keeping himself relevant.
Yeah, he's had total control over the lane. You can see it demonstrated in the farm differences. He's up 2.5 waves over Impact. His health bar does look a little bit dicey right now as he pops the Dominus, just uses it to force this wave in. Probably gonna go for a reset here, but Impact is freezing. Bwipo with the flash Ruthless Predator. That was a flash for a whole lot of nothing.
I'm telling you, I've been on the Renekton side, and you're just like, oh no, this Gangplank is gonna do so much more than me. Tries to make something happen there, but that is such a huge swing and a miss. Impact just right out of it.
You have to think that he didn't have the cooldown timed right on remove Scurvy. You know, maybe he had gotten it out earlier.
Hit him with the question mark.
You know, if he used that earlier in a trade, maybe Bwipo kind of mistimed that cooldown, but does get punished for it. Uses the flash for really nothing.
Ooh, root collar there on Busio. Another Shattering Strike to follow it up, but there's no real damage here behind these Team Liquid CC applicators. Now we got the extra little bit. APA grabbing a kill on Busio. Inspired, forced to use the Stranglethorns as APA was ready to go to reset City. Yeah, they're not going to get the extra kill on the enemy jungler, but with the ulti down, with Busio killed, Team Liquid has control over the bot side river as the Drake spawns.
And they're happy to get even that money kind of for free there. Really nice job. Yeon with the punish, hit 6 on the level on the Ashe there, and is able to punish despite the rough early game for the TL bottom lane. This is a utility bottom lane, and they use their utility there. They don't quite have the damage to actually finish this off, though, because Inspired has been farming. Again, another AP jungle clear matchup for him. Yes, it's not a tank for Umti, but it's a very supportive jungle for Umti.
Oh.
That was dicey.
That was scary, man. Busio might just finish it off. APA burns down the cow from all the way out in right field.
Yeah, that was just a great roam there from Busio. Has been impactful, has been playing well in this finals, and it's been cool to see, you know, him performing on this big stage because of some of the nerfs that he exhibited in some of those previous series. Yeon actually talked about, you know, how he has kind of had that redemption, how much this FlyQuest bottom lane has been improving. Busio has been a really, really big part of that.
And Impact's chasing down Bwipo. Impact actually dropped minions to go for this damage on Bwipo. He's setting it up because he has Umti here.
Yeah, Bwipo's forced to use Dominus to try to escape the cannon barrage. Nice sidestep back there against the root collar. Impact's got another arrow placed down. Trial by fire, and the last damage burns through. Impact takes another.
There's a reason you made a whole video package about Impact. Still top lane GOAT here, and this is going to be a problem for FlyQuest later. Here's another look at the rampaging cow, though. Busio gets a little revenge.
Absolutely, and you know, it's interesting. You talked about how APA, he has been on that Tristana Corki train so heavily, but as the patches have gone through, more and more nerfs have come towards Tristana, and Tristana, you know, really has fallen in priority pretty massively. When you look at Summer as a whole, it's 75–80% presence. Now on this current patch, is down below 20% presence in pro play, but APA sticking with it. It's absolute comfort for him, and we have to see how he's going to be able to perform.
Well, my friends, it looks like FlyQuest is going to Grub City on this one. 5 already secured. Number 6 is just eating plant bullet after plant bullet. So FlyQuest, this time, they're the ones with total control over the neutral game.
Those plant bullets do a lot of damage there. Full 6 grubs is really going to help out with taking these tower plates. Honestly, though, Team Liquid, I feel like even with giving up so many objectives, all of the grubs plus the dragon, they do have some really good options for themselves later on. You know, Yeon and CoreJJ were kept down a bit, but so much utility that they'll still be able to deliver to these team fights.
I mean, it is really interesting as, oh, we're going to see him get caught.
Yeah, APA's in a little bit of a rough spot here. The flash gets him away, but now he's going to have to be extra careful if they try that again. Quad going for the TP back into the mid lane as Impact's under pressure from 2 up here on the top side, but it's only an Alistar and a Seraphine. There's not a ton of damage there, so the Pirate just walks it off.
Yeah, Impact stays cool, does not waste his flash. And he's able to take out the minion wave as well, put a stop to that play immediately. Meanwhile, bottom side.
Once more, the target is Bwipo, and they have plenty of damage here on the TL side. The empowered Cole the Meek will do nothing. Umti's the one who gets the kill for TL, as Impact holds on, defending the tier 1 top side. Busio again might be looking for something. Massu doesn't have a lot of mana to work with, but they might just look to gun down the turret instead. Busio, nice little bit of a combo there. Impact still standing, but the turret is not. Cannon barrage to keep himself protected. Busio's got to beware of the barrel. It creates enough distance for Impact to walk it off. Down in the bottom lane at the same time, Inspired has found APA, and the arrow from Yeon is not going to save the mid laner, but APA made enough distance on his own with a rocket jump to escape back to the tier 1 turret.
It's the TL sidesteps. The fancy feet on both sides of the map here for TL. They do continue to lose gold, though, despite not dying in both these situations. FlyQuest are still building on their lead.
Absolutely, and while you traditionally think, okay, Ivern plus double AD carry, that's guaranteed late game win, when you look over at FlyQuest, they have really good scaling as well, and Seraphine is a beast in the late game. So much power from the shielding, so much power as far as the follow-up on something like, the Alistar or the Renekton diving in with your ultimate going through multiple people, and you have Zyra, you have Corki. Like, this is not any sort of a guaranteed win just because we go late.
Yeah, I think probably the biggest difference maker might be Impact on the Gangplank. We'll see how good he is with his barrel chains, because those can be devastating, especially to champions like Zyra and Seraphine, who are fairly squishy in the back line.
One thing I will say is when you are playing GP alongside Ivern, it makes it a lot more difficult because you can drop these brushes to hide your barrels in, and you have to kind of always expect that there could be a barrel in those brushes. So much of the late game becomes difficult when there's high attack speed, AD carries, they're hitting your barrels every single time you drop them. Can't do that when there's an Ivern on your squad.
All right, but the Seraphine with a very nice lead here.
Oh, hold on. It's a lot of damage on APA from FlyQuest as Team Liquid wanted to try to push up towards the river with 30 seconds left until the dragon spawned, but FlyQuest were one step ahead, picking up another kill.
And the Seraphine lead gets even bigger. Massu here on the Seraphine will be massive. The Corki as well at a nice pace in this game, plus getting the Rift Herald. Again, all of these early objectives into the hands of FlyQuest now.
All right, another engage coming out there from FlyQuest. CoreJJ goes over the wall, but Quad is just looking at a 300 gold payday. Busio and Massu looking to get him even more. The high notes come through. Last little bit of damage hasn't connected here just yet, but Massu's getting that one. FlyQuest might be even in kills, but they're up over 3,000 gold.
They just gained 2,000 gold in the last 2 minutes here for FlyQuest, and another tower about to drop as well.
And that's with Gangplank printing money on the other side of the map here. This has really been a strong start for FlyQuest in game number 3. They're in such a comfortable position. TL is going to have to find some sort of a miracle, it feels like, to be able to come back in some of these fights, because this game is slipping away from them. They're dominating the objective game, and when you get ahead with 6 grubs, you kind of just get more ahead because those towers are so tough to stop. TL have about 5 minutes here until this next dragon, and you feel like they have to draw a line in the sand at some point and be able to find an opening.
This game 3 is looking tough for Team Liquid. Inspired now could be under a bit of pressure from APA and CoreJJ. A teleport from FlyQuest trying to help out the jungler as Bwipo slices and dices, looking for the damage on APA. Flashing forward to guarantee the kill. Now Impact, the victim of a flash engage from Busio. Core still trying to walk it off, but Rell is slow, and FlyQuest is not playing around. A couple of more rockets into CoreJJ should take him down, and a beautiful combo from Busio makes it a 2-for-1 deal.
Beautiful trap from FlyQuest. It's the comms Inspired in the brush, and they're talking to Bwipo. Yeah, he might have been a 0-3 Renekton, but he had the teleport to trap here, and they actually pulled APA and CoreJJ into it and get multiple kills, plus the last outer tower.
And Massu killed Yeon, who was trying to come down and actually assist on that fight. Massu caught Yeon as he was walking through mid lane, is able to find that 1v1 kill, and we'll probably see it on this replay.
Here's the chase that they got. It was CoreJJ and APA going right after Inspired, who kind of lured them in. And Bwipo, as soon as he teleports in, is able to finish off his kill onto APA. Here is the view of the 1v1 for the double carries.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Massu just kind of found him coming down there, and that damage plus the Seraph's proc, this got really, really close, but Massu played around the vision well, was able to find the play. You know, everything kind of went bad initially for TL because APA couldn't get that 4th hit on the explosive shot to reset his rocket jump and get out. He had to buster shot early, and Bwipo gets in and pitched them off.
Nice. No.
Seraphine is an AP carry, okay? Emphasis on the word carry here.
And she's building like it too, but hold on. Let's see if Bwipo and Quad are about to get another one as Impact is caught out here in a 1v2 and Quad has already killed him off. Now Umti's in danger. The Ivern is isolated. There's nobody left to support. Yeon's just the cherry on top, and FlyQuest are eating good.
It's turned into a massacre. FlyQuest here are demolishing Team Liquid. Look at this explosive gold gain, and Baron's not on the map. Team Liquid are very thankful for that because FlyQuest own the entire place.
And it's going to get so hard now. Massu going for the Rylai's deck here on Seraphine means that your unempowered E roots and your empowered E stuns. So it gets very, very annoying to deal with here. FlyQuest have opened up a massive gold lead here. And you said it, Kobe, they're running away with it.
CoreJJ wants to help APA get this kill on Bwipo. They're even going to commit the Magnet Storm for it as Bwipo tries to get away back over the wall. APA has the damage to shut him down, but it is a drop in the bucket right now for Team Liquid. They have a long way to go in this game.
True, they have a bunch of minion waves to clear. They have to look fairly far in the future to have their comeback actually become a reality. And FlyQuest are going to continue to push the pressure of this game. 1.5 minutes left on the next dragon. That will be number 3 for them. They should be able to set up their vision first. And you cannot face check into a team that has Seraphine, Alistar, and Zyra here. That is just way too scary.
It's incredibly difficult, and with FlyQuest taking a stranglehold on this 3rd game, we have to talk about their history in playoffs. This organization has never won a title in the LCS. They've been second a number of times. They've made it to those finals, never been able to really get over the hump and take down that trophy. They're looking very good, though, here to take a 2nd game and move themselves to match point.
And we have to talk about it, you know, some of their most famous teams, their super teams that they built were some of those ones that did crumble, but now this year they have really found that formula of combining the young bottom lane of Massu and Busio, you know, most valuable prospects coming from the Challengers League in North America, and Massu, of course, winning the most valuable rookie, as well as this trap that CoreJJ and Impact are laying right now. I was getting a little bit worried for that one, but FlyQuest have combined the young players with the veteran players here for a lot of success.
Let's see if Busio gets the angle he's looking for again. CoreJJ the initial target, trying to use Crashdown to get away as Team Liquid locks up Quad long enough to create some distance, but Busio is just waiting on cooldowns here for another combo. Finds it again on CoreJJ. The Rell is down. Daisy is also out of the picture. We're 20 minutes into the game. Baron is on the Rift. APA is pushing down to the bottom lane. He does have Unleashed TP if he needs it, but FlyQuest have Baron in their sights.
And this is the largest lead at 20 any team has had against Team Liquid this entire year. They are getting blown out of this game by FlyQuest.
Team Liquid knows they have to go for some kind of approach. The brushes trying to create a little bit of confusion here. FlyQuest knows they're in control. Now they're going to turn right back on the Impact. The Gangplank, the big damage dealer. Yeon gets caught up by the Seraphine ulti as the cannon barrage is forced not on top of the Baron. So FlyQuest go right back into the pit. Umti wants to steal, but Bwipo cuts him down. Busio locking up the rest yet again. Impact will not escape. This game belongs to FlyQuest.
TL are going to try and get something at least on the back of it and rush down this dragon. It is an objective bounty. The Mountain Drakes are pretty tanky, but it does seem they're going to have enough DPS to at least get something.
15 kills and a 7,000 gold lead just 21 minutes into the game. This is an explosive 3rd one here for FlyQuest.
And what a confidence builder for this team here. You know, even with TL going back to what is his TL standard stock style here, they are getting blown out.
Barely escaping. And FlyQuest coming with this Baron buff. There's a lot of money for them to take. These secondary towers worth a lot. Here's another look at the start on the Baron. Again, those Ivern brush are so annoying. There's so many tools that FlyQuest have to punish face checks. And Umti, he knows he's got to pull out some miracles here if he's going to buy TL time. Wants to try and buy them time in this game. If he was able to steal away the Baron, that would slow down the push. But very close to getting within 1200 there. Not quite, though. The stop on the damage from FlyQuest, an immediate turn onto the Ivern just before it got into range.
Exactly. Really good comms there from FlyQuest to full stop the damage. And Ivern is one of the worst at actually securing Baron. It's not like you have some big damage combo to go with your smite.
Gentlemen, you want to talk about combos? Let's talk about Core and APA with an Ashe arrow from downtown thanks to Yeon. Let's talk about how it's not even enough as Bwipo flashes away. APA still chases. Team Liquid is throwing the kitchen sink at this guy, but the problem is there's an issue back in the jungle as Impact is cut down and Bwipo survives.
It may have been rough early for Bwipo, but he still survives in this play while Impact gets caught in the jungle.
And Bwipo recovered so well. Azael, you said it earlier. It looked rough, but only at level 1. Throughout the laning phase, he was ahead in farm. He stayed up in gold when he was 0-3 and 0.
And that is incredibly hard to do after you have to blow your TP level 1 off of your call being they're going to go for a lane swap. You're on the wrong side of the map. You get solo killed at level 2. But to have this sort of a game after that is very impressive. Impact was just trying to clear out the wave, I think. Trying to get himself into a spot where, hey, maybe I can find an angle, trim that wave, try to prevent the push.
And it's the FlyQuest bottom lane that caught him. Busio there, no hesitation from him, and allowing another Massu ultimate over the top on the Seraphine to catch.
And I think it's really, too, just showing the power of this Rylai's on Zyra. The first thing was the Zyra spell that didn't hit him directly. The plants pop up, snap, snap, Rylai's. Big fans. Big fans, they're saying.
Bwipo was also talking about what you were talking about, even while 0-3, talking about some gaps.
Yeah, he said, I'm gapping you while 0-3 Lil Man to Impact. So
adding the little man at the end.
Bwipo's feeling a little wide.
Feeling wide.
He's feeling a little wide
good
today.
And rightfully so. He's been having a great series today. He was incredible yesterday as well. Bwipo was really showing up in a big way for FlyQuest after what was a bit of a down split. He wasn't performing at the same level that I think we have come to expect from him.
Meanwhile, so big of a performance from Massu, and again from Inspired, but really these two are so far ahead with the Seraphine as well as the Zyra. It does become so difficult to even control your own jungle, as you can see for Team Liquid. They're just getting pushed out of any sort of vision, and then you get to utilize all those pick tools that FlyQuest have to very easy execution.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can see how close the head-to-head was between these two players. Have played just about 40 games. It's only within 2 or 3 wins there. Impact in the lead, of course. But Bwipo looking to try to even that out before the day is done.
Bwipo's jumping in after Impact down here. Again, the dominance used. Impact throwing the cannon barrage back, looking for the solo kill. Maybe Bwipo shouldn't have been talking so soon. Impact takes him out.
Yeah, Impact, you made him angry, and you're not going to like it. Gets the kill there over onto Bwipo.
Calm down.
These two teams are going at each other, man. They are feeling it here on the stage. FlyQuest, though, 9,000 gold ahead. Team Liquid is going to need a lot more of those if they want to claw their way back.
And look at the inventory of Impact. Serpent's Fang. That does massive damage to the Sterix. That makes it so much less effective. Seraph's Embrace is going to be telling the same story alongside all of her shields that she's normally casting. I love this pickup as Yeon is not loving this mid lane situation. Massu's on a rampage.
That's that vision control we talked about. When your jungle is dark, it is dangerous. CoreJJ, what can he do to take back vision? He's got some wards. You see him now trying to get a pathway at least to the Baron. They're really hoping for like another miracle attempt at a steal to delay longer, to allow them to make up some of the gold difference.
And Yeon has just been kept completely out of this game. He's not even on 2 items yet. His counterpart on the other side has already completed 3. Yes, Yeon is close to the second, but he is miles away from being relevant in this one. And even APA, who has at least the 3 items completed, is still 1.5k behind. And then you realize, look at the jungle. Inspired is massive, has been quietly having a very good game, farming it up incredibly well. He has as much farm as the mid laners, basically.
It's a huge, huge gold gap in those AD carry and jungle roles for FlyQuest. 15 seconds until the Baron spawns. 119 farm to 254 in the jungle. I think that's a pretty telling number.
Inspired has had a lot of Flame Horizons, a lot of these AP jungles though, versus tanks or versus support style jungles. Let's see. Very difficult for TL to deal with the low vision, but they do have a lot of tools that can give them kind of free vision. Ivern Brush we already went over, but also the Hawk Shot from Yeon. So if TL are able to use their 3 scryers that they have gone with, plus the Hawk Shot, to try and stay safe, that is their hope, to buy them time for more defense to even up this item differential.
And the question is just, are they going to have enough time? Because Dragon's going to be taken here by FlyQuest. That puts them at Soul Point. Mountain Soul, I feel like it's so difficult to come back when teams are way ahead and they get Mountain Soul, because usually you're saying, all right, you just got to burst someone down, get a quick pick. That makes it that much harder to accomplish.
All right, Team Liquid at least pushing back up into the topside river long enough to establish some vision here, but they know that FlyQuest will look to sweep it all away yet again as soon as they are back out on the map. I feel like this has to be the Impact and APA show if Team Liquid wants to have any chance of coming back into this one. Umti just got caught. There's no way out. Beautiful 3-man knockup from Busio. Yeon's your next target, and Bwipo's joined the fight. He slices, he dices, he forces a flashback at Yeon, but APA's in the back line of FlyQuest. He's found one, but he needs a whole lot more. Bwipo can't get anybody back here just yet. He's trying to finally kill APA, and Massu's gonna grab the unstoppable there. CoreJJ dives to Inspired. Team Liquid are simply too far behind. It was a good effort, but 9,000 gold is such a mountain to climb. Impact and Yeon will run as far away as their legs can take them. Inspired forcing the flashback at Impact, who wants to try to use his TP to stay alive. He's not gonna do it. Bwipo, the ruthless predator in the top lane, takes him out. Baron for FlyQuest.
That's going to be FlyQuest. You have to believe with the reset after Baron going straight for the base. TL, valiant effort there, but unable to get the extra kill. I feel like this Seraphine sustain here through the jungle was a lot. Bwipo did not go down, very, very close there, but FlyQuest now, with the extra siege power a Baron buff affords you, they actually should be able to get those minions past the barrel change. Usually it's really hard against Gangplank, clearing out all of your minions, but with the extra power of Baron, they should be able to do it, and Bwipo cuts him down one more time. Just in time.
Yep, just barely able to get there in time to actually knock him down.
Nice. Is it just Ashe?
Yes, Ashe. I'm spawned, by the way. He's coming.
Oh my god, that was like an evil villain laugh, you know, the little maniacal laugh there from Bwipo. He's feeling good about that kill, man. That is fantastic.
That was great. I feel like that is every FlyQuest fan in the building right now in this third game.
Diabolical.
As they are pushing forward. We've got minions crashing into the tier 3 turret in mid lane as Team Liquid scrambles to defensive positions. Bwipo, Busio, and Massu. It only takes 3 to force down this objective. Inspired is right behind them, while the bottom lane is under pressure from Quad. First inhibitor gone. Busio for the engage. Beautiful follow-up from FlyQuest, and they've already killed 2. Daisy summoned up, immediately killed. APA and Impact trying to fire back as FlyQuest has some low health bars. The flashback, the jump away from APA. Yeon and Impact still trying to stand and clear, but it's a full 5-man push with a Seraphine from FlyQuest. It's so hard to survive it. Impact can't do it. APA's forced back again. Bwipo jumps in. Ladies and gentlemen, with a stomp in game 3, FlyQuest are on match point.
And Bwipo is loving every second of it.
He is popping off in-game, out-of-game. He is loving how this series is going, and all the FlyQuest fans are also feeling incredible about it. Match point here for FlyQuest, not the position that Liquid thought they would be finding themselves in here today. They came in definitely as favorites.
All right, let's toss it back to the lounge to break it down for us.